Hello and welcome to another North Las Vegas Library District STEAM program done virtually. I am Patrick from Aliante Library, and today we are going to make something called Oobleck. So Oobleck is, the term Oobleck comes from a Dr. Seuss book, Bartholomew and the Oobleck, which is a great book. You should read it. So what we are making today, we are using just two substances. We are using cornstarch and we are using water. I've colored this water green just to give it some sort of color similar to the Oobleck, but you can color it anything you want. We are all used to having things go from one form to another, like water. If you heat it up, it goes to steam. If you freeze it, it goes to ice. So you have solids and liquids and gases. This is not any of those. This is called a non-Newtonian fluid. And it is basically, it has some of the characteristics of a solid and a liquid. It's very unique. It's easy to make, so we will make it now. Just remember that you don't want to eat this. You don't want to get it in your eyes, even though it's not toxic in any way. You don't want to have it all over you. Also, disposing of it, you don't want to put it down the drain, so be careful on that. So cornstarch is very silky, like if you ever feel it, it's very silky, and that's part of the way that it's going to turn into this non-Newtonian fluid. So we are going to start, it tells you to start with the water, and then you can just continue to add the cornstarch. So we are starting with that. I pre-measured this out. We will put the recipe on this little example. So we will give you the recipe. I have a little extra water and a little extra cornstarch if I need it, but we are starting with what they recommended. So we're going to mix this up. And like I said, it's a very cool substance. Once we are done, they talk about making a giant batch and actually putting your feet in it, which I have never done. But even now, as I stir it, I'm scraping it from the bottom. It's kind of amazing. So it's not something you just mix. Let's see what we get here. So now I'm actually going to get my hands in there to see if I can get some of the, and then I will show you. If you squeeze it, it's kind of like silly putty. It is kind of like the way they describe quicksand. I've never experienced quicksand, but quicksand looks to be a solid, but when you step in it, you sink into it. So I'm going to try to scoop some out of the bottom here because I think this might be a good example. And I'm going to show you that if I squeeze it, it looks like a solid, but then it melts and just flows over my hands. I wanted this whole pan to do it so I could put my hand on it, kind of like the quicksand theory. But you can see if I squeeze it, it's a solid. It happens so quickly. I don't know if you've ever used silly putty. When you pull it slowly, it stretches very slowly, but if you pull it quickly, it snaps. But then you can put it back together. So it's very similar to this. All right, so this is later on. I've added more cornstarch to it. It becomes hard to mix, but I think it really starts to look cool. I'm going to pick up a clump of it and squeeze it in my hands, and you can see how it looks to be a solid, and then it's just going to like melt when I squeeze it and hold it in my hands. So here we go. So if I squeeze it and hold it, and then when I put my hands like that, it just melts. So it's kind of incredible. I will do it again, and then if you make this at home, you can let us know how it went, because it is the craziest kind of substance. So there it goes, it just melts. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. I want you to try it out. Let us know how it goes. Maybe add a couple pictures in the comments below. And we will have more videos coming up. Take care. Bye-bye.